you want to go, when you want to go, get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new Mazda CX-50, named an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Award winner. Choose from over 40 CX-50s right now and save at Team Mazda on Airline.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for 9 News Now. I'm Tisha Powell. Southern University announced that they have lifted a campus lockdown after an alleged threat was made to HBCUs across the country. Despite the lockdown being lifted, the university still says that they are canceling classes and all campus activities through the weekend. Several HBCUs across the country also announced that their campuses were put on lockdown due to that same potential threat. No details have been released about that reported threat. Congressman Troy Carter speaking out on the situation, saying, quote, "I am outraged and deeply disturbed by the threats against HBCUs. These reprehensible acts are an attack on our history, our culture, and the promise of opportunity that HBCUs represent for generations of students." He adds that he is calling on the federal government to utilize every available resource to identify, apprehend, and prosecute those responsible, saying these attacks cannot be tolerated, minimized, or ignored. This situation is still developing, and we'll have more information on the 9 News app. The FBI is now offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the person responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. Investigators say they have the weapon used in the attack, and they are tracking the suspect's movements in the time before and after the shooting. The FBI is asking for the public's help to identify this person of interest dressed in a hat, sunglasses, and dark shirt that appears to have the American flag on the front. The Utah Valley University campus remains closed until Monday to give investigators room to work. The FBI says it has received more than 130 tips so far. Just ahead, a check of your evening forecast with Jeff Morrow. All right, let's take a look at our Sky 9 camera. A lovely shot of the Mississippi River. It's time to start thinking about the weekend. Jeff Morrow here with a look at the forecast. Jeff?
Yeah, and our upper air pattern starting to change as we're getting under the influence of high pressure, which has been situated off towards our west over the last few days. You can see how we're going to start to see more of that ridge begin to encompass more of the deep south, while the trough finally slowly starts to exit off towards the east, and another one tries to develop here across the west. But that one's eventually going to kind of fade out, and the ridge will ultimately win out, although it does develop a closed off low that kind of develops here in the southeast, but that's not going to impact our weather all that much. So current look outside from our Sky 9 camera brought to you by Our Lady Lake as we're looking from the LaBerge onto the Mississippi River. You can see plenty of sunshine beaming down on the river, and temperatures are certainly hot in the low 90s in most locations, upper 80s as you go across the state line into southwestern Mississippi, but 91 right now in Baton Rouge. So for the next 6 hours, you can see holding on to the low 90s for at least through 5 o'clock, and then once we get deeper into the day towards the evening hours, we'll start to see that slow fall through the 80s and eventually into the 70s. Fair weather clouds in the forecast for the rest of today and as we head into the evening hours. For tomorrow, though, the EQ, Department of Environmental Quality, has issued an ozone action day. Ozone levels expected to be in the code orange, unhealthy for sensitive groups, meaning those folks with breathing sensitivities just need to limit the time that they spend outside. Saturday will be borderline. Right now, the forecast calls for us to be kind of 1 point away from that ozone action day criteria for unhealthy for sensitive groups. Of course, you can always help out by carpooling, fueling when it's cool. Don't use lighter fluid or charcoal, and limit gas-powered motors if at all possible. So as we head into the weekend, I think the biggest story is going to be the heat, not necessarily humidity. We're still going to be dealing with low humidity, so it's a dry heat. Just don't forget to apply sunscreen if you have extended outdoor plans. Stay hydrated, dress comfortably as well. We're not talking about heat advisory or excessive heat warning kind of criteria, but still very hot outside. Drag out the sprinklers also for the yards, because we're going to be staying dry all the way through the weekend and well into next week as well. So it's a prolonged period of dry and heat that we're going to be dealing with through the course of this week and next.
All right, Jeff, thank you. And that's some great advice. And thank you for joining us for 9 News Now. Be sure to join us again in 25 minutes for 9 News at 4 on WAFB.
Designed to take you where you want to go, when you want to go. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new Mazda CX-50. Named an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Award winner. Choose from over 40 CX-50s right now and save at Team Mazda on Airline.